I'm currently working on the back of the IHS styrofoam drawing, which is meant to be for the Whitesville Historical Society. I assume that the initials of that group would be WHS, not IHS. I'm not sure what the I stands for, but it's because I would like to donate that drawing, but at this time I don't think I'll be able to finish it. Before Mom and I leave to go to Whitesville to visit Mom's mom on Thursday. I've been working on coloring in the back of the drawing. In particular, I first on the back drew in fireworks. Only this time I used the pictures I took of fireworks on both the 3rd and 4th of July during 2 different events in order to draw fireworks in a more nuanced fashion. I.e., not just a dot with streaks emerging from the dot, like I've done for fireworks previously, and that I initially did. I made the fireworks all sorts of different colors. Generally, as long as they were either light or bright. I believe this is a sweet and spicy tuna aki poke salad. After I drew in all the fireworks I desired, around the circumference of those, or the perimeter of those fireworks, I made a default blue outline. Before I finished the fireworks, I finished the blood moon, which is a term that refers to a total lunar eclipse, because the moon is red during a lunar eclipse. I filled the sky with some clouds, but not too many, so that it wouldn't look tacky or crowded. I made the clouds default blue, unless they extended into the fireworks. Then I used a lighter hue of blue. because fireworks produce light. Then I used a yellow Sharpie marker, fine tipped, in order to depict stars, instead of what I did last time to depict stars, which was just to leave little bits of negative space. Because again, for this styrofoam drawing, I don't feel like having any negative space. I used, it's actually a dual tip dark/midnight blue Sharpie marker. On one end it's a fine tip, on the other it's ultra fine. I used the ultra fine tip to outline around the yellow dots. Then once that was done, I carefully maneuvered the fine tip in order to complete all of the sky outline. Besides the area with the fireworks, for which I'm going to have to use a default blue Sharpie marker. I walked to Wegmans today. I recall it being around 1:30 p.m. And right before I made that walk to Wegmans to return container deposits and to get a rainbow pack of ultra fine Sharpie markers at Wegmans instead of Walgreens, because for Wegmans, for some reason I got a thought that maybe since Wegmans is a much bigger store, they would either have a better selection of Sharpie markers or have them at a cheaper price. Yeah, I think there's some kind of bias to think that a small shop like a convenience store will have higher prices than a bigger store, like a supermarket. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but for some reason I just get that feeling. And before I went on the walk, I had pretty much exactly what I'm having now. Only the poke salad was a shrimp one at that time. And I may have ended up having more than one mild cheddar. Cheese stick. This happens to be the last of them. Yeah, but we can always get more at Wegmans when we go grocery shopping again. As I was walking, one of the residents down the street gave me I waved hello to her because she's someone that I've encountered many times in the past while walking to return container deposits. And throughout the years, we made some small talk. I talked about my hobby / business of drawing on polystyrene using Sharpie markers. And she told me about how someone she knows, I believe a member of her family, found me on YouTube. Though she initially said TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, for which I don't have an account because I'm not sure if that TikTok really supports longer videos. Anything longer than a minute. I hear that if it's coming from another website, it can be longer, up to 10 minutes or something. Facebook, I have an account, but I haven't really used it until maybe now, since on Facebook I've set up a page for the Tyler Foams business. I'm not sure if Tyler Foams sounds too much like styrofoams. As for Instagram, I don't think I even have an account on that site. And for that site, I think you can only upload photos and short videos. Like less than a minute short. Possibly as short as a Vine, which is 6 seconds. She initially gave me one garbage bag full of mostly plastic and aluminum container deposits. With a few plastic. And then she asked if I wanted another garbage bag full of, this time, all plastic / aluminum container deposits, but mostly plastic in both of those bags. And I accepted, but only after making sure she didn't need the container return deposit, since thankfully I'm currently not in a position where I need container deposits. I found two $10 bills and a $5 bill in one of my wallets, and then 100 in the other one, but I brought neither of those wallets. The container deposits were just meant to supplement the money I brought with me, which was $25. Oh, that was a really nice thing for her to do. As soon as I got back to Mom's place, I told her about it, in a sort of sense to pay it forward. And I also thought about giving her that hickory barbecue bag of Lay's potato chips, since I recall it as being unopened, and I don't really have any desire to eat potato chips. I think we might try to give away that bag of potato chips later. There was some difficulty in carrying 2 full black plastic garbage bags full of containers. But again, they were mostly plastic and aluminum, so they were relatively light. I just carried them by the straps, or the handles, the straps, and by my hands, using my arms as support, since she did that thing with a lot of people do with garbage bags, in which they make a knot, supposedly to make it easier to carry a garbage bag by the straps. It makes it slightly easier, but much harder, significantly harder, to get the container deposits out. In the past, I would rip the bag open. As a result, I didn't do that this time. I just simply stretched out the straps, some of them, in order to make the opening bigger, and thus make it easier to get the containers out. In total, from all the container deposits, including the one from the white plastic bag that I carried by the straps on my right shoulder, I got back $16 total in container deposits today. And which was more than enough to pay for both a rainbow pack of ultrafine Sharpie markers, which I got because I dried out the only brown ultrafine Sharpie marker I had to that point. Touching up the dock drawing, the dock planks outline, whenever I felt the bronze metallic Sharpie marker bled a little too much or a lot too much into the brown ultrafine Sharpie marker. And I also got a 2-pack of black fine-tipped Sharpie markers. That was pretty much the only selection Wegmans had. And it came to somewhere between $12 and $13, including tax. In total, I had $41 with me. I had to spend on Sharpie markers. All in all, a very good day. Very good. Also, today I recall sleeping from around 5 in the morning to around 7:30 in the morning. It could be a sign I'm getting on a better sleep schedule, but only time will tell. The deposit return machine automatically stopped when I hit $10 in deposits. I did the rest of the plastic and aluminum. Then for the few glass containers I had, I recall getting 35 cents in deposits for those. Getting 5 cents for each deposit in total. To keep the slips from being blown away by the wind, I simply stepped on them with my sandal and kept them in place that way while I returned more deposits. And I only had 1 or 2 containers without a deposit in total, which is very good. Though at one point I did have to peel off a label in order to de-wrinklify a barcode so that it could be read by the machine.